This is sports stacking. It is a sport where you upstack and downstack 12 specially designed cups in predetermined sequences as fast as you can. Over the years, it has become more and more popular, receiving international attention and appearing on media throughout the world. However, due to its abnormalities, the media negatively portrays sports stacking.
The media have a way of influencing people when it comes to something people don't have a depth of knowledge on. They often believe what the media tells them and don't look deeper into it to find what else is the sport all about.
So sports stacking has always been portrayed in the media in a lot of different ways. A lot of the media ends up being very critical of the sport. I remember back in 2008, one of my stacking videos got featured on the front page of YouTube. It was a mini stacking video, and I was 11 years old at the time, and then my video went from having like 500 views to having I think 70,000 in about a day. And at first I was really excited because 11-year-old me was like, oh wow, my video's gonna get really popular. And then all of a sudden I had a bunch of random people on my channel telling me that sports stacking was useless, that it was dumb. And then people would take it a step further by telling me that I was like useless for doing that kind of thing. I had a bunch of comments from random people telling me to kill myself. Back in 2014, I was invited to be part of an MTV reality show called Epic Win, and essentially they wanted to have a storyline of me like practicing for a sports stacking tournament and then going to the tournament. But it sucked because what they wanted to do was, instead of showing the sport for what it was and instead of showing off how great it is, instead they were trying to come up with storylines. They were trying to figure a story for our sport rather than make a story out of our sport.
It just became clear that the show wasn't even supposed to be about stacking. It was originally about the Philly tournament that year, but it just turned into just complete garbage. It made everybody there look pretty bad, in my opinion. At the tournament, somebody broke the cycle world record and they made no mention of it whatsoever, just completely disregarded that.
They want to make it abnormal as possible, which in turn makes us as a community look bad.
Like, there was also, back in 2009, Fox News had a segment by Glenn Beck where he was talking about some of the problems in America and some of the problems that America was having. And then he said the biggest problem with America was that there are kids stacking cups. And he basically he said word for word, I believe that kids who stack cups are losers. And think about that. This is a grown man on a national news channel who literally just called a bunch of 10, 11, 12-year-old kids losers because he, for some reason, doesn't see it to be as good as what he does, which is really, really stupid.
You know what's really wrong with America? When you boil it all down, you know what our real problem is? May I? Bring it on.
But then the one thing the media tends to focus on is, oh hey, this is some weird quirky sport of stacking cups. Let's just see if we can make fun of it. And it's really unfortunate because there's so many benefits to sports stacking that I feel like the media doesn't really talk about, and it's really, really a shame.
I think a lot of people would have a different view on the sport if the media portrayed it differently.